Glad you're with us. Matt Lee joins us. He is our real estate guru, and a nasty, nasty subject matter, but it needs to be dealt with because for safety concerns, I guess. Mold.
Yeah, so what we've talked about in the past a number of times is damp basements, and I mean preventative measures to keep them from getting damp. But
what is mold, first of all, and the health concerns with it?
Well, it's a spore that basically can get into your lungs, and I mean it's one of
like
these
a fungus,
things,
right?
Yeah. So you're basically, if you have any lung an allergy or like respiratory things, it's something that you just want to stay away from completely, and I mean let the professionals handle it. Having something tested is the biggest thing, to come in and speaking with the professionals. I was speaking with one of them today, and just to see how they kind of manage it, and what they say is minor up to extensive, and 1 square meter of mold that is kind of on a, let's say it's on a drywall surface in the basement, and they call that a minor amount. 1 to 10 is a moderate. So I mean that can be a fairly big span.
Well, let's look at some pictures here, going from bad to worst.
Yeah.
We have some pictures here. This is in a corner.
Yeah, so this is actually on the actual block itself. So this is more like an efflorescence. It's showing water actually getting in before it actually gets to a drywall. There is a piece of board in here. This is actually on a piece of trim. Okay. So this is something that has to be addressed. And they would classify that as a minor. Again, you've got probably a leaky toilet in a situation like this, and it's getting where it actually backtracks to the wall, and it actually works its way up the wall.
And speaking of which, this is nasty, this final one.
So this is what you would call extensive. And it's something that you have the professionals come in, you have it tested, and then you get to the point where they're probably going to come in with suits and remove it themselves, and you want to know what it's going to cost to do something like that. One thing that you do run into, and we're seeing it with insurance companies too, is that there was grow operations where they grew illegal drugs, and basically the way they set it up is that they want to create a human environment. And what happens is they set up, they're pouring water on it, and then they're heating it up, and they're trying to grow. So the thing is that is what happens, and that's not the way it's caused all the time, but insurance companies are making it very difficult to buy a house that is in that situation unless it actually has somebody go in, clean it out, and actually give a certificate signing off, and it gets to that point. So. And
it's not a matter of just going in and painting it over because it's still there.
Yeah. Well, it's actually in behind the board. Like anything that the issue that you run into with mold is that it's going to get into you. It's not the service stuff that you're really worried about. It's actually in behind the wall. Like houses are built with softwood. It's spruce, and it's untreated insulation that it's getting into. So how far does it go into the wall? Like, or is it how far does it go right through to the other side, and all of a sudden you're taking the whole wall out? Or is it something that's just on the drywall that was water that was actually, say, a leaky toilet like we've seen, and it actually comes up to the wall and stops there? It just depends on where the water's coming from and how long it's been going.
So that you're looking at two possible fix-it scenarios where to fix that leak and also get rid of that mold, get rid of those walls.
Yeah, so what you run into is that in the basement, like say you had a pipe that bursts, and you shut your water down and you call your insurance company. They're trying to get their guys in there to remove that stuff as quick as possible.
Wow.
Just to save mold from spreading.
Matt, thank you so much. It's a nasty subject, but we need to know about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Real Estate Review was brought to you by Matt Lee of Royal LePage Pro Alliance. Have a question for Matt? Ask it online at mattlee.ca.